Hello everyone. In today's class 8 lecture of chapter metals and non-metals, we are continuing chemical properties. Till now we have studied the reactions of metals and non-metals with oxygen, with water and some other properties also. For that you can see the previous lecture. So in this lecture we are going to continue these properties. The next property which we are going to study is reaction with acids. Reaction of metals and non-metals with acids. So first point, metals. Metals generally react with dilute acids, generally which we use, that is hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, to form corresponding salts, and hydrogen gas is released. So you can say the basic, we can write it in the short form, that is metal plus acid gives salt plus hydrogen gas. Okay, so now very important point. If we take a burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube, means how can we decide this is hydrogen gas? So if we take burning matchstick near the mouth of the test tube, a pop sound is created. Very important, a pop sound is created, which shows that gas liberated is hydrogen gas. Means this is the identification of this hydrogen gas. Now the next point is, more reactive metals react violently with dilute acids. Violently means they react very quickly and release a very large amount of, you can say, some heat is also released. So we should be very careful if we are doing this reaction. Must be done in the supervision of the teacher. Sodium and potassium are those metals. The next point is, reaction is slower for less reactive metals. The less reactive metals are basically like magnesium, calcium, zinc, etc. And last point, copper, silver and gold don't react with acids. So these are the total points how metals react with acids. Now let's understand the reaction of metals with acids by some equations. If sodium reacts with hydrochloric acid, it forms sodium chloride plus hydrogen gas is released. Similarly with iron, reacts with hydrochloric acid forming ferrous chloride and hydrogen gas is released. When aluminium reacts with hydrochloric acid and it forms aluminium chloride plus hydrogen gas is released, and magnesium reacting with sulfuric acid forming magnesium sulfate plus hydrogen gas is released. So I have taken just a different acid here. Doesn't matter which acid you want to take with which metal, doesn't matter, the reactions will be same, just the salts will be changed, but hydrogen is the common part which is done with the reaction of metal with acids. Okay, now the important point, so we should store, means by this we can understand that we should store food items containing acids as pickle or curd in metallic containers of iron or aluminium. We should let me add one more point, it is left here. We should not store. Why? Because we are seeing that metals are reacting with acids. So generally the metals which are used at our houses, as are iron, aluminium, copper, brass or these kind of things, so they should not be used to contain the substances which contain acids in them. Basically the substances which contain acids in them are like pickle, curd, vinegar. Okay, so we should not contain them. To store them we should use plastic bottles or glass containers. So because it may form poisonous substances, means these salts which are formed here, they may be poisonous for the person who is consuming these substances. Means here these reactions are showing the normal salts, but if we put pickles or vinegar in the metal container, then those acids may react with the container and form the poisonous substance which may be harmful for our health. The next point, that is non-metal with acids. So non-metals do not react with dilute acids. Okay, so non-metals do not react with dilute acids. The next property which we are going to study is reaction with bases. Okay, so reaction with bases is only some metals react with strong base to release hydrogen gas, such as aluminium, zinc and lead. Let's take one example. Zinc reacting with sodium hydroxide forms sodium zincate Na2ZnO2 plus hydrogen gas is released. Keep the same point, only some metals, not all metals react with the bases. Okay. And the reaction of non-metals with sodium hydroxide is complex, means it can be done only in some steps, and those you will study in the senior classes. Now we are going to study about the displacement reaction here. So what is a displacement reaction? The reactivity series of metals means how the metals react. We have already seen some important points by the chemical reactions which we have studied already. Reaction of metals with oxygen, water and acids shows that metals have different reactivities. Like we have studied, some react violently, some reacts slowly, some do not react. Next, potassium and sodium we have seen the most reactive metals, whereas silver and gold are the least reactive metals. So now if we arrange these metals in a series so that we can decide which metal is the high, you can say the most reactive, which metal is the less reactive than the other. So an arrangement of metals in decreasing order of reactivity is called reactivity series of metals. Now note, we have included hydrogen also here. Hydrogen is a non-metal but is placed in this series because it is also forming positive ions like metals. So this is very important point to consider, that hydrogen is also placed in the series of metals. So let's see what is the this reactivity series of metals. In this series of metals, you can see from top to bottom we are coming from most reactive to the least reactive metals. Means this is a decreasing reactivity series. So that means the metal which is placed above of the other metal, that is more reactive, or you can say the metal which is placed below the other metal, that is less reactive. So most reactive metal can displace less reactive metal, but less reactive metal cannot displace more reactive metal in this series. Okay, so after seeing the reactivity series, if we consider that the reactions of iron with sulfuric acid, we see that ferrous sulfate is formed plus hydrogen gas is released. Similarly, if we if we put iron piece in copper sulfate solution, then we see that ferrous sulfate is formed again and copper is deposited on the iron object. So by this we can see that a metal can replace another metal, like here iron is replacing copper or hydrogen from their compounds. So it can replace another metal placed below it in the reactivity series. Okay, means below it, like we have seen that in the reactivity series iron is placed above hydrogen also and hydrogen is placed above copper also. So it is replacing the element, or you can say the metal below it in the reactivity series, but it cannot replace a metal placed above it in the series. So this reaction is known as displacement reaction because iron is displacing the metal from their compounds. Let's take for some more examples. Magnesium plus copper sulfate, the same result because magnesium is placed above copper. So magnesium sulfate is formed and copper is deposited on that object. Similarly, zinc reacting with copper sulfate, you can see zinc sulfate is formed and copper is deposited on zinc object. But if we try to react, we put a copper piece in the ferrous sulfate solution, then you see that there is no reaction. Why? Because copper is placed below the iron in the series, and we have already discussed that if a metal is placed below then the element above it, then it cannot replace the metal placed above it. So copper cannot replace iron or magnesium or zinc. So by this you can understand that displacement reaction is the displacing of the displacing of any metal by a more reactive metal from its compound and forming its own compound, and that metal which is displaced, that gets deposited on that piece of highly reactive metal. So that's it about the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Thank you.